Working from home may have its temporary benefits, but studies show that long-term, they can be a pain. Dr. Dietrich von Bidenfeld from the University of Houston downtown tells us why remote workers could be less likely to get promoted on the job. Dietrich, looking at these stats by resumebuilder.com, it looks like the state of the worker, the American worker, varies depending on what your circumstances are. But the bad news is, and I pretty much figured this, those who work from home aren't likely getting any kind of promotions.
That's a downside. And as any realtor will tell you, location, location, location. The closer you sit to the boss, the pro is you get that visibility, you get that face time, you have the opportunity to present new ideas and be visible in whatever productivity you're doing versus sending those emails. And as an introvert, if you do your Myers-Briggs, you know that you are less likely to get promoted than extroverts who speak up loudly in a meeting, even if your ideas are better and shared later. So some of that time sensitivity of idea sharing with that primacy and recency element with bosses, all that comes into play because we know there's a subjective element to promotions and pay raises. Mm-hmm. Bosses like to bring people around them who say yes. We don't want any yes men here. Yes, you do.
But, many companies have been trying to get their employers to leave behind remote jobs and get back into the office. And now what we're seeing here is if you're working remotely, while you may get your work done, your boss really don't trust that you're doing your work nonstop for the full 8 hours.
Right. And I believe that even though this was a pretty small sample size by Resume Builder, so you got to watch those type 2 errors, I think their actual outcomes and results will be very much validated by what we know. And we've seen the studies where bosses say productivity is down, and Stanford did a study where they thought productivity was down even up to 10% by remote workers versus those in office. But every other study is showing an increase in productivity, fewer conversations in the hallway, fewer bathroom breaks. Mm-hmm. And because the Resume Builder showed work happiness improved in those people who are fully remote, and even an uptick with the hybrid workers, those who work sometimes in office, sometimes at home, I don't know. I think happier people work more effectively, productively, and produce better output. So I'm not sure where any of these other studies would say that productivity is down, except for the bosses saying, we don't see what you're doing, we don't know what you're doing, and God forbid we actually come up with a strategic plan with specific bullet points of outcomes we want. No, every time we see you not busy at the office, we can assign you new tasks ad hoc, and we don't see you and you get done everything we've assigned you at the beginning of the week, you might go take a break or relax a little bit and increase your work-life balance. So we know those things are pragmatic realities of the workforce. But again, I think the study is really going to validate a lot of what most of us know, which is our friends and family who are able to self-govern, self-direct their workflow, pick their day, work in an environment, whether it's outdoors with lighting, whether it's with 2 monitors, that control they don't have within the office facilities for security purposes, got to find a parking space, et cetera. That productivity is going to be up. Bosses aren't going to see it. And because it's not visible and easy for them, because those people out of the office aren't bringing donuts, it's going to be a little bit trickier to get those pay raises and promotions.
Also, what I found interesting in this study, and you mentioned it briefly there, more than half of the workers in the office or on the site are looking for new jobs. They want to go and get another job, while remote workers, at least 36% of them wanted to leave, but most of them, a majority of them, were satisfied compared to those who are in that building with that boss, with those coworkers. Many of them want to leave and get a new job.
Right. Well, I do think there's a concern as employer power sort of rebounds post-pandemic, and some of the inflation aspects of the Fed's decision-making are moving that power back to the employers. Remote workers are hearing their friends complain and saying, I'm going to stay here because I am certain about that work. Some people now have that buyer's remorse of switching jobs. The grass is really greener where you water it. And so they jump ships to say, we're going to have remote work. And those employers then backed out of those deals subsequently. And what do? You don't have seniority now because you've already jumped companies. So some of those folks who are at home are not going to be looking for jobs because there's at least that certainty that their job and their employer recognize their ability to do the job remotely. But the other aspect of it is when you can get that visibility, you can get that face time with the boss, but you also have to tiptoe. If you've ever worked in the upper floors of a corporate office, it's a lot quieter than it is on the bottom floors, because people are just like, the right thing can get you promotion, the wrong thing can get you a nice box to put your things in and take home with you. So I think those numbers are also right, where people out of the who are in the office are saying, let me look at something else. Let me see if there are hybrid jobs out there that will at least allow me the flexibility, because it's indicative of other aspects of the culture, such as micromanagement, when your boss needs to see you to know the work is getting done.